by Melissa Stone. Nope. Okay, not fun. Okay, and also not summer. Oh, 3 world. Nope. Why can't I say things? There we go, finally. I'll edit that together. Yay. Hey fellow fiction fanatics, I'm Chase. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited because I'm going to be doing Dice Determines My TBR Round 2. I'm going to be choosing books to read for my winter TBR. So the way Dice Determines My TBR works is I'm going to be rolling some dice to determine which column and row I'll be choosing from. Then wherever those two intersect is the challenge that I have to complete. If I happen to land on the same space twice, then I will roll an 8-sided die to determine which adjacent space I will land on. Each time I make this board, I shuffle my pile of prompts and then lay out completely new prompts each time. None of the previous challenges that I've completed go back into the pile. In fall, I was able to read 13 books and complete 10 of my challenges. So I'm quickly going to go through the challenges that I was able to complete for my fall TBR. For Go In Blind, I read The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. To complete my challenge to reread a book, I read Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks. To read a book with a number in the title, I read Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. To read a book featuring a character who is non-human, I read Sheets by Brina Tumler. To complete my challenge to read a big book, I read Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. To complete my challenge to read an audiobook, I read A Deadly Inside Scoop by Abby Collette. I also had the challenge to have my sister choose a book for me. She chose several books for me and I had to read at least one of those. And I read In the Hall with the Knife by Diana Peter-Freud. I hope that's how you say that. To read a book with a vertical title, I read Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. To read a book that was recently added to my TBR, I read Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. One of my challenges was to read a Goodreads award winner, and for that I read The Tyrant's Tomb by Rick Riordan. And those are all the books that I was able to complete for my fall TBR. The 2 challenges that I have to roll over into my winter TBR is to read a book by Brandon Sanderson. So I will be reading Warbreaker. I am currently in the middle of this, but I just haven't finished it yet. And the other challenge I wasn't able to complete is to read a book with magic or powers. And for that, I'm hoping to read Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend. This is the 3rd book in the Nevermore series, or the Trials of Morrigan Crow series. I'm really excited to get to this one, but I just haven't got it from my library yet. So don't forget to check out my monthly wrap-up where I talk about all these books and what I thought of them, and other books that I was able to read within the last 3 months. Alright, let's do Dice Determines My TBR. The thing I'm going to do is roll a 20-sided die to determine which of these 2 die will be my columns. So if it's an even number, it's going to be the red, and if it's an odd number, it's going to be the green. Here we go. 17, that's odd. So our greens are going to be our columns. First roll is a 2 and a 2. So 2, 2. And that is POC. My first roll landed me on POC, which means I have to read a book that's either written by or about a person of color. So for that, I'm choosing Cinderella is Dead by Callan Bayron. I was hoping to get to this in fall, but I just wasn't able to get it from my library, but I am on the waiting list and I should be getting it relatively soon. This book has been pitched as Cinderella falls in love with Merida and takes down the patriarchy. I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm hoping that I still enjoy it. Roll number 2, 2, 1. That's easy. 2 and 1. And that is Young YA. Roll number 2 landed me on Young YA. So these are books like Warcross, The List, Etiquette and Espionage, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, all books that I want to read but are geared more to young YA readers. So I'll actually be choosing from my little mug here. This is Scrump from Lilo and Stitch. I love Lilo and Stitch. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, and I love this little mug. My mom got it for me at Disneyland. So let's see which book I will be reading. I'm both nervous and excited. Here we go. One I mentioned, Etiquette and Espionage by Gail Carriger. I'm excited to actually read these. This should be fun. I don't know too much about this book. All I know is that it's a finishing school where you're trained to be a lady and you're also trained in espionage, so spies and all that. I've been wanting to read it for a while, so I'm excited to get into this and I'm hoping I like it. Roll number 3. 4, 6. 4, 6. And that is Hyped Book. Roll number 3 landed me on Hyped Book, so I'm going to be reading Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I've heard only good things about this. I know that it involves magic, school, and has a little bit of King Arthur and the Round Table going on. That's all I really know, but I'm excited to get into this, and I just can't wait to read this one. Oh, I should have put those in the right places. All right, roll number 4. 5, 6. So 5, 6. And that is Deja Vu. Roll number 4 landed me on Deja Vu, which is when I read a book that has the trope of reliving the same day over and over again. So for that, I'm choosing Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. He keeps reliving the same day and is trying to prevent this girl he likes from dying. I have no idea how this is gonna go, and I'm excited to read this one. Roll number 5. 6, 6. 6, 6. And that is 4 Seasons. Roll number 5 landed on 4 Seasons, which is when I read a book that features one of the seasons in some way. Whether it has the name in the title or is set in a specific season, really anything that relates to the seasons in some way. So for that, I'm picking One Day in December by Josie Silver. I know this is a romance. I know that she sees him as she's pulling away in a bus, and they both instantly know that they're the one. So they have this instant connection, and then years later they meet again, and I think he's dating or possibly is engaged to like one of her best friends or something. I don't fully know if that's right. I'm looking forward to a winter Christmassy romance, so I'm hoping it's good. Roll number 6. 1, 6. 1, 6. And that is 3-word title. Roll number 6 had me land on 3-word title. This one's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to be reading a book that has 3 words in the title, and for that I'm picking Snow in Love by Melissa De La Cruz, Nick Stone, Amy Friedman, and Casey West. I'm just expecting warm, fuzzy Christmas romances from this book. So that's pretty much all I know about it, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Roll number 7. 5, 2. 5, 2. And that is TBR Mugs. Okay, I'm excited for this one. Roll number 7 had me choose TBR Mugs. So for this one, I will be rolling a dice to determine if I will be picking a series or a standalone. And from there, I will be choosing a book from my TBR mugs. If I roll an odd number, I will be choosing from my standalone mug. This was given to me by my friend Emily. I love Disney, so this is great. It is so cute, and it has Mickey's signature on the back. I love it. And if I roll an even number, I will be choosing from my series mug, which is Dory from Finding Dory, when she's in the little coffee mug. And I think it's so fun, and I love that it's double-sided, and Dory's just the best. So I got this from Disneyland, and I love it. All right, let's see which of these I'm going to be choosing from. So to determine which of my TBR mugs I'll be choosing from, I'll be rolling a 12-sided die. Here we go. 2. Okay. I was nervous that it would be a series, but okay, we're gonna do it. All right, 2. Let's do this. So it looks like I will be choosing from my series TBR mug. So let's see which series I will be starting. I'm really nervous about this, but okay, I'm gonna go with this one. And this is The Chosen by Taryn Matharu. I like going into my books pretty blind, so I don't really know much about this one, but I'm really hoping that I like it. Roll number 8. 2, 5. 2, 5. And that is middle grade. Awesome. For roll number 8, I got middle grade. And although I don't think this should be categorized as a middle grade, I'm going to be reading the final book in the Trials of Apollo, which is The Tower of Nero. I am both excited and scared to read this. It is the final book in the Trials of Apollo and in the Percy Jackson world. I'm sure we're probably going to get other books eventually by Rick Riordan, but this is the end of a chapter, and I don't know how to feel about that. I love Rick Riordan, and I want to finish this series, but I don't want it to end. I will be reading this winter. Roll number 9. 2, 6. 2, 6. And that is highest rated. Roll number 9 had me land on highest rated. So I will be going to Goodreads and choosing one of the top 10 highest rated books on my TBR list. So I'm now over on Goodreads. I will be changing this here to average rating. And I have to choose one of the top 10 rated books. So let's see. So I have to choose between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's funny because I'm reading this one in my TBR. I'm reading this one in my TBR. I'm reading this one in my TBR. So let's pick one of the other ones. Ooh, I've been really wanting to read The Adventure Zone. Stamp looks like it's very important, and I do want to read this. I'm very intimidated by The Way of Kings, so I don't think I'll be reading that one. Ooh, The Invincible Summer of Juniper Jones. Okay, I'm gonna see what my library has available at the moment and pick from there. Alright, so I'm going to pick Stamped by Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi. I know this is gonna be a hard-hitting novel, but I definitely think it's gonna be a good one. And I know I'm definitely gonna learn a lot from it. Roll number 10. 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's see what it is. And this is graphic novel. Yay, I am so excited. I've been dying to read a graphic novel, so I love it. Roll number 10 landed me on graphic novel. I am so excited that I have a graphic novel. I know exactly which one I want to pick, and that is Bingo Love by T. Franklin. I know this is a sweet story about two girls that fall in love at a bingo parlor, I think, and it's their relationship throughout the years. I know this has both POC and LGBTQ plus representation, and I am so excited to read this book. Roll number 11. 4, 1, 4, 1. And that is Book Trope Bingo. Roll number 11 landed us on Book Trope Bingo. So I'm super excited for this. This prompt was actually inspired by Jesse from Jesse the Reader. He did a video where he did book trope bingo, and I really enjoyed that, but I sort of made this my own. So I have a bingo board full of book trope, and I am going to roll some dice to determine which box and which book trope I will have to choose from. So here is my book trope bingo board. So let's roll some dice. So I'm going to roll a 6-sided die twice. The first roll will determine which letter I'm going to pick from, and then the second roll will determine which box I will pick from. And if I do roll a 6, that means I just roll again. All right, here we go. Roll 1. 1. So that means I will be choosing from column B. All right, let's see which one of these I will choose. Roll number 2 is a 2. What are the odds? We got a 2, so that means I will be choosing a book that contains royalty. So I'm tweaking this just a little bit, and I'm going with Geekerella by Ashley Poston. I've really been wanting to reread Geekerella lately, and although he's not an actual prince, one of our main characters plays a prince in the show Starfield. It's a Cinderella retelling, so he's also the prince character in that, so it technically works, kind of, sort of. But it's my game, and I've been wanting to read this, so that's the one I'm going with. And our final roll, roll number 12. 6 and 5. 6, 5. And that is Siblings. And for my 12th and final roll, I landed on Siblings, so this is where I choose a book that features siblings. And for that, I'm picking Ice Wolves by Amy Kaufman. I know this has like elemental magic and wolves and I think dragons, but it has 2 siblings and magic, and I'm here for it. Plus it's wintry. Like, what else could you ask for right now? This seems super fun, and I'm excited to get into it. So those are all the books that I will be reading for my winter TBR. I'd love to know some books that you plan on reading this winter, as well as if you read any of these books and what you thought of them. Let me know in the comments down below. I have a lot of fun doing my TBR game, and I hope you enjoy it just as much as I do. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to share the loves. I'll see you next time. Bye!